We are on this great moment. We walked a long and hard road to be at this moment right now, so we can be at the top to make the changes that we always wanted to make on the ground for our people. How do you feel about this time?
I feel really encouraged and happy to know that people out there are listening to us, because we are living in a day and age where we do not have simple, common, basic human rights in our own sovereign country. And even when we're trying to live within the white system, and that under the Aboriginal Land Rights Act or the Native Title Act or the Northern Territory Aboriginal Land Rights Act, and that we're trying to live properly, and that they're still trying to use, they've been using them organisations to harm us, as my family know, because they've told us that I don't have the right to have my father live with me in my family home at Kintor since 1991. And when I asked for an interim order from the Northern Territory Supreme Court, and that seeking that my family be allowed to live together as a family while the court case proceeds, the Northern Territory Supreme Court rejected it and said, no, we can't. And so when they're using all these acts, the Aboriginal Land Rights Act and the Native Title Act and all these things, and these corporations they've set up with bad people like David Avery at the head of them, and that because David Avery is one of them ones who says traditional owners have no rights to stand other than to stand or sit where the Central Land Council tells you to, and he said that in the Northern Territory Supreme Court. And he's supposed to be was supposed to be a director and a good person helping Aboriginal people. Well, those are not the people that have been helping us, and so it's all a farce. And so it hasn't been helping us. It's been set up to discriminate against us. And so I'd like to see all that tumbling down. And so I'm so happy because I'm seeing it coming tumbling down everywhere. People are starting to talk up about transparency in these councils and that. And where's all the money going? And that, because it's definitely not coming to us traditional owners, because there's no written shareholders leases with every single Aboriginal man, woman and child traditional owner's name on it and that. And so they're not dividing it up to everybody, and they're picking off who they want to. And as while unknown traditional owners can vote out known traditional owners, and that things are only going to get worse than that, because you're having you've got traditional owners here saying we don't want uranium look around. And then you've got traditional owners in the same region on your map and that, but they're jumping up and down. They live over here and their home's here, and they've said, yes, we'll have a look around. And these ones have said yes, and these ones have said yes. And so if everyone else around you is saying yes and they're still coming in, and you're saying no, and the Land Council turns around, and this is what David Avery and them do, they turn around and say, oh, but everybody else has said yes, so you're outvoted because unknown traditional owners have outvoted known traditional owners. And so all of that sort of stuff which is going on, and to this very day, the segregation that my family lives under, and that where we're not allowed to live together in our family home at Kintor all together, and that's wrong. And I see them challenging the thing that we have family law. How dare they do that to me when I was 12 years old, say that, oh no, only white Australians, we can have basic human rights to have family and everything. And that Aboriginal people, we won't grant you the rights, basic human rights to family, and that's wrong. How dare they say that to me? And I've been growing up and living with it, literally forced off my land and that. And so I'd go back there when I'm 16 and that, able to go back and everything. And I fight and I make my stand there and everything. And they've got rotten people in these communities and that and everything. And the police, they don't help you in the communities and that half the time and everything. They don't bring about counselling for Indigenous women that have been domestically assaulted and violence. You go and have a look in the communities where they got police stations. Is there a legal aid lawyer office there? Is there a counselling service there for women and children and men? Is there a rehabilitation centres there? Is there all these other things that you need services and that in place, or the money supposed to be given to it to go there? Where is all that money going and everything? It's not happening. The whole system is corrupt and we need a shakedown on it, and so I'm really glad and happy that I'm a part of the shakedown. You are Palya. We're on there, everybody. You've all got to think about it. How are they ripping you off? You've got a share in your land, in your area. Your grandparents left you a share. Your mother and father left you a share in your country and that. Depending on whichever countries they came from and that. Everybody had a share because you have a birthright share. Everybody is born with a birthright share. How come we're not seeing the dividends from it, but only certain people are? And so, anyway, be a part of the shakedown because it's all good. And once all the crap gets off, we'll be just gleaming. You are.